Exciting, that's right. I got a celebrity co-host, so you may recognize as the host of this event show.
All right, friends on the lower line, look down at your feet. Make sure we're behind the red line, please, on a star, 1 star per person. For my friends waiting for the first star, it looks like we have a few people already on board who need extra physical assistance getting on. So if there's someone in your seat
to get this show on the road. So if you just joined us, hello, my name is Warren. I'm your tour guide. You are stuck with me for about the next 45 minutes to an hour or so. And let's introduce probably the most important person aboard this train here today. That's our driver. His name is Chad. He's behind the wheel right now. And guess what? I have another friend I have to introduce who also have a co-host of the tour here today. And he is also the host of the Tonight Show on NBC. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Fallon.
Hi there. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure they get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide,
Warren.
and the greatest drive,
Chad.
You're the best. I love that. Even though only $5. You guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Hey guys, we do have some safety rules to go over before we get going too far. So first, if you need guest assistance, or if you have a medical emergency, or if you drop anything of value off the side of the tram, or if you have any sound or video issues, reach out and pull the red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, please remain seated, keeping all arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio's private property, so if you drop your phone, you need to use the restroom, just pull that cord and remain seated. Please no smoking of any kind during the tour, and be prepared because our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, volume effects, and many water effects. And we would have cameras out for great little opportunities so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not do selfie sticks while you are on board. Alright, so we are leaving the theme park behind. We are making our way down to the heart of the working studio. For 7 days a week, year-round, many talented people are working hard to give us amazing content by TV shows, reality competitions, music videos, commercials, and even personal videos. Welcome to the Universal Timeline. We give a look into the Universal cinematic throughout the years. These are critically acclaimed films, music behind rules of films right here. Universal Studios has a very rich history that stems all the way back to March 15, 1918. That's our birthday here. That's when our founder, his name is Carl Whitman. He opened up the gates to Universal Studios and he allowed the public to come inside and take a look around and see how the TV shows are being made. But as we're making our way here, take a look over towards the right and get a look at Fire Station 59. This is no movie set. That is a real working fire station because Universal City is in fact a real city. And real cities need real fire stations. And even the same thing. Universal City even has its own sheriff's office and we have our own zip code. But back over towards your left here, we're starting to all that action going down there. We have been making way for a brand new roller coaster in the Universal Studios. Fast and Furious Hollywood trip. It's finally having its soft open right now. It's not officially open yet, but it's sort of like a technical run through of it right now. I'm very excited about that. It's actually the fastest roller coaster in the Universal Studios theme park ever. And then over here towards the left, take a look at our first soundstage of the tour here today. So it is a soundstage. A soundstage is basically a huge soundproof warehouse. All our favorite movies and TV shows are filmed right inside of it. The soundstage is 12 here. That's our oldest and largest soundstage. There's so many amazing productions to film right inside of here. The voices to film right inside the soundstage as well. But I think now I'll film over on our backlot inside the soundstage is 30 and 31. So we're going to take a look at that a little later on. But for now, welcome to the front line. The front line is where we house many of our sound stages, dressing rooms, and offices. And we're actually sort of driving between the theme park and the studio right now. Towards the right here, it's behind the scenes look into Nintendo World, home to Mario and Luigi. And then over here towards your left, the sound stages 11 and 10. So this has previously been the home to Ted. He did some filming here for the second season of his TV show, which is streaming right now on Peacock. And then up ahead, you'll see some more of our sound stages that were used for the production of the paper.
Hi, Studio Tour!
We're here on the lot where we film the paper, which follows our characters' day-to-day lives as employees of a struggling newspaper. Toledo Truth Telling.
That's right. Unlike many other TV shows, the paper uses multiple cameras and a variety of shot types and movements to capture a true document.
Because the camera is always around whenever we're on the set. It's important that we stay in character.
Hey, Oscar, what's your favorite part of working on the lot?
I wasn't expecting you to ask me that. You know what? I love being around talented, wonderful, hilarious people. And I also get to work with Chelsea Fry. How about you, Chelsea? What's your favorite?
Oh, I love waving to the trams.
Oh. Okay. You can probably stop waving now. Yeah?
out The Paper. Their first season is streaming right now on Peacock. They've already worked on their second season. They do a lot of their filming inside the Soundstage 19. That'll be coming up ahead over towards the right pretty soon. But take a look over here towards your left. It's Soundstage 14 here. You can see a bunch of production vehicles going on. There's a lot of production going on here inside the Soundstage 14. But so many amazing productions have done their filming there, though. The most recent production of filming there is Bel Air. Bel Air is a dramatic reimagining of the 90s sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but also Back to the Future, Part 2. Marty McFly's futuristic home was built here inside the Soundstage 14. Jurassic Park did some filming here as well, but also a bit more recently it's been used for Superstore.
Let's have some patience with one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
Your face stays where it is.
With Superstore, they could have went to any grocery store across the country to do their filming, but they decided that it's actually a lot easier if they just build their own Superstore right here on our lot inside of our sound stages here. They really cater the space to production needs and to create any product that needs for production right here inside of the sound stages. So with Superstore, for example, they were able to make those aisles a lot larger for all the camera things, but there were just little things like that that are more of a hassle in a regular grocery store. But enough of that, everyone heard it for our first celebrity side of the story. Take a look at that over here towards the right. It's the Rangers. They're saying hello to us from Illumination Entertainment. Illumination Entertainment is a huge production company that's actually stationed right here at Universal Studios. We're going to be taking a look past our offices and just a bit over at our production bungalows. But before that, head over here towards the left. You're going to get a look at our second celebrity sighting of the tour here today. Tons of celebs on the lot. It's been hard at work working on the second season of this TV show. It's the one, the only Ted. And he is toasting us with his adult beverage because we love you to watch a show. It's streaming right now on Peacock. Let's take a look at some behind the scenes footage on how they made Ted come alive.
Hi, Ted Bennett, 2 feet 5 inches. I am locally based, SAG eligible, and I will not shave.
All right, let's shoot.
Hi, my name is Allie, and I'm the visual effects coordinator on Ted Season 2.
Here we go.
In the final show, Ted is fully animated, but in addition to our view screen technology, we also have a reference fair. That is the stuffed animal version of Ted. He's bite-sized, he's 2 feet, he has like all the same features. He's essentially a stand-in for Ted.
That's great.
We use it for our camera operators, our lighting. We also use it for our animators in post, and then also for the actors so they can see where Ted should be in the scene. Anytime Ted is holding something, it's CGI, but there's a lot of pass-offs between Ted and real actors. So we need that practical pass-off to help us in visual effects.
Is headline for tomorrow's paper.
So that's where I come in. This is what I typically take with me on a day on set for Ted. These are my punching arms in case Ted has any like hand interaction. I hide under beds, I hide under tables, and sometimes I have to crawl into the scene. It depends on the setup.
Hi, I'm a struggling record producer, and I need your talents on my label.
So this is my TED box tour. This is what I do. This is a day in the life of a puppeteer VFX coordinator on TED. Every day brings a new challenge, but it's fun to rise to the occasion.
That was good. That's good. Check out Ted. So look over here towards the left, though. You're getting to look at what looks like a regular office building, and there are offices and dressing rooms right in front. But behind are a couple more of our newer sound stages. Right over here on Soundstage 26 is where another company's been doing filming. St. Dennis Medical. St. Dennis Medical is a single cam mockumentary style workplace comedy. This takes place inside of a hospital. It stars David Allen Greer and Wendy McClendon-Covey. The first 2 seasons are streaming right now on Peacock, and they have been hard at work on their 3rd season. They're doing some filming here today, actually. But we are crossing the threshold onto the backlot right now, everyone. And the backlot is where we do a lot of our larger scale scenes. Exterior scenes are filmed here on the backlot. Over here towards the right, you're getting a look at our metropolitan sets. Metropolitan sets are used to be any metropolitan city in the world. It's usually New York or Chicago, but it's even been London and Kansas City. If you wanted to do a scene in a big bustling city, that's when you come right out here to our metro sets. Over here towards the right, you're getting a look at our brownstone street. Used to be any New York City brownstone street you might need in a production. And so many amazing productions have done their filming here, but also this is where Jim Carrey lived with Bruce Almighty.
Raise the dog!
It's like that. It's like that. It's like that. Right now, we are taking a trip to probably the most iconic part of the backlot. We're entering into Hill Valley from the Back to the Future films, starring Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, and Leah Thompson. Welcome to Courthouse Square.
It was actually the backlot of Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax of Back to the Future.
I had scenes up in the clock tower on that ledge. The ledge about that wide. And I was standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had the vertigo. And I just thought there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand on that. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable. But I bet they did not tell you all to prepare to take a trip across the country here on the studio tour today. Welcome to New York City.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Yeah, it's cool guys. I was just, just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
If you can, try to take a look inside of any of these buildings, you all. They are all very fake. There's nothing inside of there, barely any room to move around, let alone film a scene. That's why all those buildings you see there are just for exterior scenes only. But we are leaving the Metropolis behind for a moment because it's time to make our way up to Skull Island and have a little bit of fun. So we can tell you all about that. As the director of King Kong, it's Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. And I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. And to me, Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island. And it was great to have you along for the ride. We're about to return to Skull Island.
All right, well, great news. King Kong is ready for us. Let's make sure we're keeping everything inside of the train at all times, remaining seated. Make sure you're holding on to those personal items. It does get a little bumpy ahead. Welcome to Skull Island. Hidden folk.
Nobody's lived here for hundreds of years. A war, a hunger for power. Why did they build a wall?
Cinematography Academy Award this year for the visual effects work on Avatar, Fire, Ash, and here's like some more of their work. We are taking another quick trip through our metropolitan sets here. This time we're going to go through our living square. There's more of a European kind of vibe right over on this side. But here's my favorite fun fact that I like to give about this part of our line. So as we can all see, it's a beautiful sunny day today, right? Well, let's say we needed to do a nighttime scene right now during the day, which happens quite a bit for scheduling reasons. What they do is they literally take a huge black tarp and they put it on top of all of these buildings you see here. It creates total darkness. And you're seeing some examples from that. Take a look. These were all filmed during the day. Another really cool thing about this part of our lot, though, is that a lot of productions will come out and do really cool stunt scenes, car chase scenes, because this is a controlled environment that you can make safe to do that kind of work. If you're familiar with the film The Blues Brothers, it takes place in Chicago. There's a crazy car chase scene in that movie that they decided to film right here on our back lot because they had to do some things to the streets you just wouldn't really be able to do in Chicago.
When the Pinto fell and you saw it land and make this big hole in the street, that was on the back lot. We dropped it from a crane. Dig like that in Chicago, not good idea.
We are venturing further into the back lot right now. Over towards you right here, you're getting a look at this huge, amazing mural. It's of our monster movies. Monster movies are a huge part of Universal's history, and this was created by a local artist. His name is Tristan Eaton, and he made the entire thing using spray paint.
And an instrumental part of the process of designing these murals was getting to go to the Universal Archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from those movie posters, all this stuff. I had an early effect.
Over here towards your left, though, at Sound Stages 30 and 31 is the new home of The Voice. The Voice has been doing filming for their 30th season on NBC and Peacock. It was also recently announced that a new coach is joining The Voice. Queen Latifah's going to be on. Excited to have her on the back lot. And then next door here, across the way, over at Sound Stages 32 and 33, this is where former Voice coach Reba McEntire will work overtime, because this is where she films her sitcom Happy's Place.
Hey there, I'm Reba McEntire and welcome to Happy's Place. We shoot our heartfelt comedy right here on Universal Live. Now, unlike most TV shows, we are a multi-camera sitcom, meaning several cameras capture every scene from a different angle, all at the same time. Each episode takes about a week to make, from the first read-through of the script to rehearsals to taping in front of a live studio audience. And let me tell you, every step is a blast. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you at Happy's Place. I'm starting to sweat, but I'm just thinking about it. The men are the ones that's supposed to ask the women out. That hasn't been true for 30 years. I haven't dated in 30 years.
Happy's Place, Friday on NBC and Peacock.
All right, my friends, now is a great time to let you know our tour is now approximately at the halfway mark. So again, just a reminder to everyone to remain seated during the entire tour. The studio's private property, and if you drop your phone, need to use the restrooms, pull that cord to get my attention, and I'll be with you. But do remain seated on the tram. Okay, so we are approaching Sound Stage 50 right now. I don't want to say too much. We're going to see if they have some time to let us in here, but this is a real movie set in here, everyone. They were filming a movie all of last week, and then they took a break this week, and they actually decided to let some tramps come inside and take a look around, see what they've been working on. Oh, okay, looks like we're going to do it. Okay, so yeah, well, just keep that in mind, you all. This is a real movie set, so you definitely want to remain seated in here. Don't want to drop anything, all that good stuff. Let's check it out. Oh, this is really cool. It looks like we're at a subway station in San Francisco. Check out all the props, all the set design. It's basically to build up a huge elaborate set like this. It's hard to get in one scene. You know, I have to be honest now, I don't really know too much about the movie that they've been making here. I do know it's an action film, probably with some big names attached to it. You know, these are pretty tight lipped. Sorry about that, everyone. Just a small tremor happens all the time here in California, right? recovering from that, we are now turning on to Steven Spielberg driving. And Steven Spielberg recently just hit a huge milestone in his career. His film Jaws turned 50 years old this past summer. So we're going to go celebrate the anniversary. I think it's a lovely day. Why not take a trip to the beach? Go to Amity Island, down a little tournament. There is one thing I should probably tell you though. I have received word that there is a killer shark on the loose out here, you all. But don't worry, my buddy George, he's been out here checking up on things. So pretty soon we're just gonna check up on George, make sure everything's going all right. George? My life. Great story, Steven. Okay, you guys, so we are making our way to Amity Island right now. Keep in mind, killer shark on the loose, but don't worry about it. Our friend George is checking up on things, okay? Actually works, right? Like the mechanical shark Bruce they tried to use on the set of Jaws 50 years ago, that one didn't really work out too well. Steven Spielberg can tell you a bit more about that.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrated. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
The film Jaws has an amazing display of practical effects. Think about it, nothing in this movie is computer generated. They didn't have that kind of technology in 1975. Take rain, for example. Rain is another great example of a practical effect. And it really don't set the scene. So as we make our way to Old Mexico right now, we are going to be setting the scene for ourselves. That's right, you all. We're gonna make it rain. So, we got our thunder, we got our lightning. All we need is a little bit of rain, excuse me. Hey, you guys out there, can I get some rain, please? Thank you. So if you try to capture the rain on your phone here, it might be a little hard showing up. In the movies, even they have to use special lighting. They like the rain on both ends, so it comes out properly on camera. Yep, pretty cool. Alright, well, I think we've seen enough. Alright guys, you can go ahead and cut the rain down. Thank you. Hey you guys, can we cut the rain, please? Come on. Oh, wait, no, you guys, can we cut the rain, not more water. Can everyone take cover, we got a flash flood. our oldest attraction here on the Backlot. It opened up to the studio tour in 1968. But we just went in a big circle. We're going right past Jaws Lake here again. Make sure you get any last-minute pictures. You didn't get the first time. Our Jaws attraction here opened up in 1976, here after the movie premiere. And before fire was added to the attraction in 2001, the tram used to actually tilt towards the lake when Bruce the Shark will come out to say hi to you.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal. They were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal Lot.
All right, we are making our way up to suburbia right now. We're turning onto our Colonial Street, but if there's any Desperate Housewife fans on board today, welcome to Wisteria Lane.
There is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate. It's a good neighborhood.
So this looks like the old regular suburban neighborhood, right? I mean, you can live here on Colonial Street. You might want to. So you may be wondering to yourself, why not go to a regular street anywhere else and do your filming there? Well, like with our sound stages, our metropolitan sets, everywhere on our lot. Remember, you're able to cater the space to your production needs. So we've had many productions come out and do the craziest things. We've had houses set on fire here on Colonial Street. In the film White Hymn, starring Brian Chris, they had a helicopter land right here in this cul-de-sac. Some really cool things, but outside of Desperate Housewives, we've had other productions come out here in filming. More recently, Candy Cane Lane, starring Eddie Murphy and Tracy Ellis Ross. They're filming here. They're streaming right now on Prime. Netflix's Never Have I Ever is doing filming here as well. Behind Sam's on Colonial Street. Her commercial, her Super Bowl commercial that aired a couple of years back. But so many of these houses that you see are actually very practical sets with fully functioning kitchens, living rooms, upstairs and downstairs. Just makes it that much easier so you don't have to travel all the way to a soundstage. Some are semi-practical, and then some are just straight up shells of houses, facades, used for exterior scenes only. You're going to see a few of those up here towards your left as we're making our way back out here. But the most recent production to do filming right here on Colonial Street is a remake of the 1989 film The Birds, the TV series called The Birds. It stars Keke Palmer and other amazing actors. Their first season is streaming right now on Peacock, and they'll be back out here later this year filming their second season.
Welcome to Ashfield Place, the safest town in America. So, what's the deal with that Victorians? There have been whispers of murder. Which one of us is the murderer? So we're gonna go in?
Do white ladies love salads? Hell yeah, we're going in.
We have about 15 minutes left of the studio tour here today. We'll be returning back to the theme park in just a bit. Just another reminder to remain seated and pull that emergency cord if you need any assistance. But we are still on Steven Spielberg Drive, actually. It's one of our longer streets here on the Backlot. But we also like to call this one Steven Spielberg Drive Wilderness Road, because any production, you need to look like you're in the middle of nowhere, and luckily you never need to travel too far on the lot with that. But coming up here around the corner, I have some really cool picture cars to show you. A picture car is basically any mode of transportation you may see in TV or film. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a car. It can be a bike, a boat, a bus, a plane, or a tram. But when it's on the screen, it is named a picture car. Turning the page here because it is time to check into the Bates Motel from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. And part of the construction, everyone, we are already setting things up for Halloween Horror Nights, which kicks off in September. And we're making our way up to that Psycho house so you can get a closer look. This house is conceived in all Psycho films, including the original. All exterior scenes were filmed right here at the house, while interior scenes done in our sound stages.
Constantly watching me. Well, let them see what kind of a person I am.
Alright, we're leaving all that behind because I have to show you one of the largest and most devastating film sets ever created. It's from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise.
Airplane crash site is presented from a set that is all designed around the vision of people. You forget to sit down and talk about war. That on what if the 747 goes down right on the big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see. You know this. Push it up, okay? Now close.
Robbie, get in. Get in.
And yes, this is a real 747 airplane right here. It took about 4.5 weeks to build up an entire crash site scene, only for it to get 4 minutes of screen time in the entire film, believe it or not. But here at Universal, we are known for working with many talented filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, and more recently, Jordan Peele, who's given us his latest film, Nope, a sort of an exploration into what a UFO attack might be like. So here to introduce us to Jupiter's plane from the movie, it's Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Plane, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, welcome to the Wicked West. Have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable live show. So live. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, what frontier town lies a Caesar's. Welcome to the world of no.
Sometimes what makes a film so scary is what you can't see. If you have any questions about what you just witnessed, I really think you should check out Nope. But get your cameras ready for something really cool coming up. So coming up ahead over towards the right is a filming location called Falls Lake. It features one of the world's largest freestanding blue screen backdrops, but next to it is a set piece built right here on the lot for one of the most anticipated films from this mega movie summer. So here to tell you all about it is director Christopher Nolan.
For the Odyssey, we wanted to take audiences on Odysseus' incredible journey across the world, across this mythical world of adventure. And to do that, we shot IMAX film all around the world in incredible locations. And we wanted to put audiences on the deck of the ship. So we shot with full-size ships, like the one that you're seeing right now, and went out on the oceans of the world with our IMAX camera and with our incredible cast led by Matt Damon to really try and take audiences on this incredible thrill ride.
Odyssey now playing in theaters everywhere. Rated R.
Christopher Nolan well and shot almost all of the Odyssey on fantastic locations around the world, including Scotland, Morocco, and Iceland. However, principal photography wrapped up right here at Falls Lake with this very ship in the water after enduring all of the challenges on location, like freezing temperatures and rain. Matt Damon and the crew joked that they would have an easier time filming here in the controlled environment of our studio lot, only to find out that with 2 jet engines blasting water at them, they were just as cold and wet being on the ship here at Falls Lake as they were on the real ocean. We can't wait for you to see Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, shot with IMAX cameras in theaters now.
Odysseus. Don't you want to remember?
I remember the wife, the son. I can still save them. No one can stand between me and home. Not even the gods. The Odyssey now playing in theaters everywhere. Rated R.
But guess what, my friends? That is actually going to conclude the studio tour for today. We are making our way back to the theme park. But I do just want to thank each and every one of you for hopping on board the tram here today. And your Mega Movie Summer continues in the theme park. The characters from Illumination's Minions and Monsters and Wicked and celebrate the Fast and Furious' 25th anniversary with the Street Racers dance show and so much more. Don't miss any food and merchandise plus live DJs. See the movies and celebrate them with us every day this summer through August 9th. Alright, you all, welcome back. On your way, I'll just make sure you're grabbing everything on board with. I don't want anyone to get anything behind. And just remember to remain seated until those tram gates are open for you. But once again, our amazing driver's name is Chad, and my name is Warren. And we hope you all enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood.